SETB token. First off, read this disclaimer carefully and do your good deed of today by liking and subscribing. So we can find SETB token here. So SETB/USD. Okay, so let's jump into the charts. This is big picture weekly data points. We can see that this is one of those that it does move in something that looks a lot like time cycles. Sharpen them a bit here. You could make the case that we are currently part of a rising phase. Yeah, there is that, but there is a declining phase around the corner. So that is just something we have to be aware of. Looking at the RSI, we are at a relatively low level that has a tendency to attract buyers. Distance from the 20-week and the 50-week moving average is also, it shows us that the bears have been active, but maybe the bears are going to relax a bit. The MACD here is very close to sending a nice buy signal, so that's interesting. Going here to the daily data points, we do have some interesting signals here on accumulation, some bullish divergence here. You can see that it is higher here than it was back here. That is definitely potentially bullish. Looking at the distance from the 20-day, 50-day, 100-day, and the 200-day moving average, we do not have any kind of extreme signals. And looking here at historical RSI, we are basically in the neutral-ish zone. We do not like to be too high or too low, but basically you could make the case that there is the potentiality for more upside as a part of this rising phase that we are in. So if you look here a bit more closely at the chart, we do have some very key moving average in play at this point, and that is this blue 100-day moving average. If we zoom back here, you see it was clear resistance, became support, boom, support, and now it is functioning as resistance. The 100-day moving average is pointing downwards somewhat sharply, so it will be easier for the bulls to get above it because of that. So looking purely here at the charts, it looks decent for the bulls, but we need to respect that the time cycle do suggest that there is a little bit more upside left, but then you do have that declining phase around the corner. And we do not get seasonality for the SB token, but we do have seasonality here for Bitcoin. September is the weakest month. That is not that good. Over the last 8 years, September is one of the weakest months, with an average -6% loss. So let's look a bit here at the statistical correlations. So here we look at the daily data point correlation between SB token, SETB, and different benchmarks. We have a very negative correlation with the S&P 500. It hasn't been this negative ever. So it begs the question, given that we have seen a positive correlation before here, and here, could the relationship invert? Go back to the mean, basically. Looking here also at the relationship between SETB token and Bitcoin, it is currently at 78%. It's on the high end of the range. It has been significantly lower here in the past. Like back here, it was actually -20% negative. Looking here at the dollar index, we have been lower back here, where we had a -60% negative relationship. But here also we have that high, a very low reading. So we basically have, when it comes to correlations, we have this situation where for multiple benchmarks we have very high or very low readings, which begs the question, could we see a reversion back to the mean? When it comes to gold, then it is more closer to the mean relationship. So let's quickly learn a bit about SB token. So it is SETB, SetB is short for SetB token, which is called SetB integral in Chinese. Throughout the entire SetB ecosystem, it can be used in multiple scenarios with the SetB and under the SetB system ecosystem. SetB token, here they are lacking a space, between the punctuation mark, a bit sloppy. SetB token holders enjoy the related rights and interests of SetB ecology and enjoy the scarcity improvement brought by the continuous repurchase and burn of SetB. SetB token is a system issued and managed by the SetB Token Foundation based on blockchain. I mean, this is very poorly written. So, yeah, it wouldn't hurt them to get, someone who is pretty good at English to write something that is, very, easy to read and understand. Because one of the key ways these cryptocurrencies market themselves, that is through their website. So it's a really big deal that it is very easy to read, looks very professional, and easy to understand. Okay, so to sum up my take for the SetB token, I think that there could be more left in the rally, but we need to also respect that there is this weak seasonality for Bitcoin. We currently have these very high and low readings on different correlations, so there's the very real possibility that we will go back to the mean.